Hey there everyone, this is Lilith and welcome to Facebook Live. I hope you are all well. I'm just going to see. Okay, that's better. Okay, hi there everyone. I hope you are all well, that you're having a lovely week, and welcome to another YouTube Live here with me, Lilith, for Alter New. So I'm just going to wait for a couple of you to pop in and then we can get started and be creative. So I'm going to see if I can pull myself up on my screen, that way I can follow a little bit better. So I'm just going to see if I can see myself. Yay! Okay, so just wave hello. Come and tell me where you're from, what you've been up to. There we go, and then we can start creating today. So at the moment here in Belgium, it's really cold. We're probably going to get a little bit of snow, a little bit of slurry and slush, but winter is on its way now. And I'm a bit sad because I do love summer anyway. So Lydia is going to be behind the Alter New badge today, and she's going to be my sidekick. So she'll pop in any links that you might find interesting, and she'll answer any questions that I won't be able to answer today. So there we have it. So I'm going to get started. Just hope some of you are going to pop in and say hello. Hi there, Cece, how are you? A familiar face. There we go. So Facebook Live, not Facebook Live, YouTube Live today with some amazing products from Alter New. Oh, Terry, you love summer too. Yes, I know. It's so sad when summer is over. But I mean, I love autumn as well. And winter is fun too, but it's just really cold. I'm not good with the cold. I mean, I've been looking at pajamas like head to toe with... if I could get mittens with them and something like with feet, like with everything is nice and cozy, that would be the best. Just me just see, hi there. Hi there, bonjour Chris. And the Alter New badge is Lydia. So yeah, big fuzzy slippers help. Yeah, but I mean, I need everything. Like, I think I'm going to buy one of those electric blankets just to have a nice warm bed, because that's the worst thing I can have is getting into a cold bed. It takes me like a half an hour to get warm and then a half an hour to fall asleep, and I get really restless. So I need to have a warm bed anyway. So I'm going to show you the products I'm going to be using today, some amazing fun products. And what I love about Alter New is just having a couple of things on hand, and you can go so far with that. I mean, just a die set, and you can use it in so many ways and create a whole array of elements for your card making or for your scrapbooking. So the first product I'm going to use today is the layered rose die. So this isn't a stamp set. I'm not going to do any stamping today. Sorry about that. But I'm going to do some die cutting and using this amazing set. It's been a really long time since I've used it. I know this is one of the newer ones I got. I mean, it's an older set, but it's one I got recently, and I just love it. And it's such a fabulous set. And I wanted to show you the variety of elements, embellishments you can create just with one set. Okay, I've also pulled out my Alter New watercolor pan set. Now you won't get it like this. I just stuck one of our decals on there that I had left over. I had used it on a previous project and I had a couple of these left over, so I thought it'd be nice just to embellish my water pan sets, and it's really pretty. There we go. And I've also got my other one out. which is, ooh, sorry, a close-up of my face. It's the metallic watercolor set from Old to New. This one is amazing. Yes, and thank you for hinting that as well. Don't forget to share. So we're on YouTube. There are lots of ways to share. So just share. Tell us in the comments that you have shared. And you could win one of our $15 gift vouchers. And I mean, you could buy lots of fun stuff with that. So this is the new, this is quite new, Old to New watercolor, metallic watercolor sets. And I thought it'd be nice just to show you how you can use that. So here you can see it. And they are so pretty, these colors. Look at those. They are amazing. They are really, really fabulous. So I'm going to show you those as well today. There we go. Hi there, Sue. Hi, Lynn. How are you? Hi, Stacy. Hi there, Kathy. So I've already got those two sets out. Okay. And I have got my die set ready. Okay. And I have got just a little, this is a little palette just to mix the colors if I want to mix them. There we go. I'm going to put that to one side. So it's going to be a bit messy today, but there we go. Thank you for sharing, Chris. Okay, so what I've also prepared is some watercolor paper. Okay, so which I've already cut up into strips. This one is a little bit smaller, but that will be fine for my leaves. But these are 3-inch strips so that I can use it in my mini blossom die cut tool. So that has already been cut up. And I didn't have any thick cardstock, black cardstock, but I did have like thickish paper, and I've already used the watercolors on these, and this paper holds up pretty nicely. It would be better to get like a more sturdier cardstock, black cardstock, but this I've been working with several times and it works great as well. So I'll be using this as well. There we go. And I think I'm ready, and I can pop you down to start creating. Oh, you need some water, and you need a couple of watercolor brushes. I'm just going to use the ones in my little card here. I've been reorganizing my room a bit, so it's a bit handier. So I'm just going to move you forward, and then I'm going to pop you down. So let's get started. There we go. So just going to try and get everything. So I've got my little bowls here for water, and if you're using, I would advise you, if you're using both, if you're using a combination of watercolors, to have 2 separate bowls to rinse your brushes in, because the metallic one, the colors have mica in them, and you get kind of a deposit, and so I like to rinse them in separate bowls anyway. There we go. I'm going to try and straighten this a little bit. Okay. See. No, like that, like that. Is that straight? Okay, we'll just see how that works anyway. I've just gone to get some paper. There we go. So we're going to start adding some color to our watercolor paper. And I'm going to be making flowers and leaves, because that's all we've got in our die set. So this is the die set, as you can see here. So you get 1 flower, and in the flower you have 3 layers. So you've got your base layer, like with a stamp. Then you've got your second layer, which is a bit more detailed, and we also have an outline. But what's fun about this is that you can use the outline separately. And the same thing for the flowers. We have got the base, and then the inner section, and then you can add the outline if you wanted to. There we go. So I'm going to start by creating, let me just take a bit of paper, because my bowl is a bit icky. I'm just gonna clean this up a little bit. There we go. So I've got my 2 separate bowls. I'm just going to add a bit of water to those so that I can rinse. Whoop. Well, I've got water in there now. There we go. Just give it a clean as well. There we go. Nice clean palette. You can work with them. So I've got my watercolor brushes here. I'm just going to go in with an Altenew one. I haven't got any water in the reservoir. Not really necessary. I'll just use the water which is in there. So let's start. We're going to create some elements for our flower. So I'm going to start with, I'm going to take both. That's nothing. It's nothing bad. Just something that fell on the floor. There we go. There we go. So I've got my black cardstock and my white cardstock. A cardstock watercolor paper, but this is just black cardstock. There we go. So I'm just going to add a bit of color, kind of like in strips, or you can mix them if you wanted to create a nice, fun mix of colors. And then I will die cut them. Okay, so for my flowers, let's go with the usual pinky colors. So here I'm going to go in with my pinks, and I haven't got my names here with me, but I can take them out if you wanted to. So I'm going to use Puffy Heart and probably mix it in with a little bit of Purple Wine. So I'll use those two. There we go. So let's start with our Puffy Heart. What I love about the Altenew watercolors, and if you have these, do give me your feedback, but I love these. They are so pigmented. I mean, I'm just adding a bit of color. I'm just going to show you over here. They are really, really pigmented. They are so, so pigmented. I love that. Okay. So I'm just going to add a little bit of water to my watercolor cardstock here, just so I can work with that color. And I'm just going to add my color. There we go. Go, and you can add more and more water. If you don't have the watercolor pan and you have the Altenew watercolor pens or brush markers, you can use those. That's great as well. There we go. Look at that. So this is the Puffy Heart. It's a really luscious color, nice and pink. So I'm just going to add this kind of in a strip, and I can add more or less color, but I like this kind of blotchy look. Okay, just adding the color. There we go. I'm going to go in with my darker shade now, which is the Purple Wine. Just add a bit of Purple Wine. There we go. Okay, I'm going to create just a second little strip here. I'm just going to make a lighter shade here, and as you can see, this is a lot of the leftover of the Purple Wine. So there we go. And if you think it's too dark or you don't like how it looks, just add more water. And if you've got some really good watercolor paper, it will hold up really nicely. And here it's kind of mixing together. There we go. Just going to add a bit more of that darker color. Next to it, we have, I haven't used this color yet. What is it? Oh, Cosmic Berry. I'm going to add a bit of Cosmic Berry. That would be fun. Let's just see a little bit of Cosmic Berry. Looks pretty dark, but it would be, I think it's fun to add a bit of that berry. Just get a nice dark shade. Okay, so there I've got that. Now, for my base layer, I wanted to create something a little bit more shimmery. So once again, I'm going to take my watercolor brush. And here I have got my different colors. So if you want to pop these out, you can. Okay, I'll just try and pop these out. Ow. Come on. So here you can just take everything out, and if you have a look, they've got these little metal clips on the side. So if you want to pop your colors out, you just kind of have to pull this a little bit back, and then the color will flip out. Ooh. So I'm just going to like pull it a bit back, and then you can see this one is rose quartz, and next to it we have rhodolite, and on the other side here, another color which I'm going to use is this one. This is a beautiful color. This one is garnet. So those are the three I'm going to try and use now. I'm just going to put that back in. And I'm going to start with this shade over here. And I'm just going to really try and pick up a lot of color. And I'm going to start adding the color onto my black cardstock. And just really work the water into your... Okay. And the colors are really shiny and shimmery. They're really, really pretty. There we go. Just going to add a bit more of this color. Okay, there we go. There we go. Wow, that's so pretty. And I don't know if you can see it on the screen, but it's not dry yet. But once it has dried, it will really shimmer and shine. It is so, so pretty. Thank you all for sharing, and thank you for joining us. So if you've just joined, I'm using our watercolors from Altenew. So I've got the metallic ones and then our usual watercolor pan. And I'm going to be using a die set with it a little later on. So I'm going to create another color. So I'm going to go on to the next one here. Forgot the name already. No, I don't have the names with me. I'm going to have to make a little chart with the names because I'm really, really bad at remembering names. Lydia always has to help me with those. Hi there, Judy. And I'm so amazed at how pigmented these colors are. I mean, they are just amazing. Just going to add a bit more color just to make sure that I have enough for my flower when I cut it out. There we go. It should be enough. There we go. I'm going to go in with my garnet, that one I remembered. Pick up more color. Yes, don't they? I mean, look at that. They are really, really pretty on that dark cardstock. I can see a difference between these two, but it's really subtle. And this one is the next color. So this has more of a red tone to it. Oh, and it's so pretty and shimmery and shiny. Yes, they do look completely different on black and white. Amazing how just the background can change everything. There we go. And if you add more water, they water down really nicely, but they are really pigmented. I will use these. I'll try and pop some also on my other cardstock. While this one is drying, I'll add some more on here. There we go. And that red is just stunning. Look at that, the garnet. That's really, really pretty. There we go. Okay, I'm going to add some of the same colors onto this one, onto the regular cardstock. I'll just maybe take my other little strip here. So just going to add a bit of water on here. There we go. I'm going to start again with the lighter shade. Yeah. And just look, I mean, that's the same shade I used over there. And I'm using it on white, and it's completely, completely different. I'm just going to create a little strip like so. Let's get a bit more of that color. There we go. It's really completely different. Yes, night and maybe foggy pictures would be perfect. I mean, okay, let's go in with the next one. Ooh, that's completely different as well. Look at me, look at how that looks on black and how that looks on white. I haven't used them on white yet. I used them on black, and I used like the more bluish colors on the white. So I haven't used these ones on white cardstock, and the colors are really different. Pretty amazing. Would be cool to mix them in with some of the regular watercolors. Oh, that's so pretty. And they dry completely different as well. Oh, Judy, is it your birthstone? Yeah, now you have to get it. I mean, let's go in with the garnet. It's going to add a bit more of the water to my paper. Okay. Ooh. And let them dry, because the color does change when they dry. There we go. So I've got the same colors on black and then on white cardstock. And I don't know, the shimmer and you get like a red, how you hold it up to the light, it becomes more like reddish, and you've got like purple tones in here. It's really amazing how the light changes the color. There we go. So look at those are really, really pretty. Now I'm going to make my little for my leaves, I'm going to use a bit of green, and for my leaves I'm going to combine the colors. So I'm just going to clean off my brushes, get some new water here. And so I'm going to combine some of these colors. So I'm going to take both palettes and I'm going to use them together. Okay, so I'm just going to like gently wiggle these back a bit so I can take them out. There we go. And put them next to. So this one is aquamarine. And I think I'm going to mix it a little bit with the color here, which is ocean waves. I mean aquamarine, or maybe here, this one looks nice as well. Mountain mist. Okay, aquamarine and mountain mist. And then for my ocean waves, I'm going to take, I'm going to stick with my greens. And with my greens here, I've got this one, which is my favorite, Forest Glades. And next to it, we have a frayed leaf. And I'm going to take the green one here and pop it next to it, which is jade. So I'm going to use those together. There we go. So let's start. So I'm going to mix my colors. I'm going to take my palette now. Yes, they do mature or bloom, Judy, when they dry. They are really, really pretty. There we go. I'll show them once they are dry. So I'm going to create a couple of backdrops so that I can cut out my leaf. So first I'm going to mix my colors just a little bit on my palette. So just getting some water in there and adding the color to my palette over here. There we go. There we go. And I'm going to go in with the metallic one, which is called aquamarine. There we go. Very good. And just mix it in with my color. I'm going to add that. If I were just to use the aquamarine, the color wouldn't be the same as if well, it is. It's just a lot darker. So maybe I'm going to add another one just to funk it up a bit. Lagoon. Ooh, lagoon, my favorite. Let's add a bit of lagoon. There we go. I'm going to add Lagoon to that. So it's Aquamarine and Lagoon. Okay. There we go. This is going to intensify the color. So I have a nice color there. Ooh. There we go. I'm just going to mix it onto my watercolor paper. It's going to be a lot easier. Okay, I'm going to leave that one to dry. Let's go with our greens. So I'm going to start with the jade color. Okay, this is jade. So it's kind of this really beautiful dark color with a shimmer and a shine. It's really lovely. And I'm going to add a bit of Forest Glades. And this is just going to add a bit more of a greenish, like a lighter tint to it. But it's just going to change it up a little bit. But you'll still get that lovely kind of little bit of shimmer in there if you want. And for my grandfather's 90th birthday, I created a polar bear in just lots of fun, bright colors. And I used the watercolor palette here and added some of the metallics. And as you walk by the painting, depending on where you're standing, sometimes it has a bit of shimmer, sometimes it doesn't, and it makes it just really, really special. So there we go. And I'm going to create some lighter versions, a lighter version of this. So I'm going to start with my, mixed in some color there, frayed leaf. More frayed leaf. So pretty. And I'm not going to use the jade because that's going to be too dark. So I'm going to go in, I want a bit of shimmer. I'm going to take the sterling silver. Okay, the sterling silver metallic watercolor. I'm just going to add a bit of that. So that's going to add the shimmer, but I'm still going to have that lighter color. Oh, it's really pretty. There we go. So I think I've got all my little elements now, and they have to dry. So I'm going to leave the greens to dry now. Just going to wipe this up a bit. There we go. Pop my little metallic watercolors back in there. I'm really loving the mix of the jade with the frayed leaf. That is stunning. Yes, my grandpa's 90, and it was a fabulous family get together. I think we all really enjoyed him, and he was really happy. He's still very active. He still lives with my grandma in their apartment, and they are still very independent, and I do hope they stay along for a really, really long time. So this one still has to dry a little bit. Come on, dry, dry, dry. So I might cut it out a little bit later on, but you can already see how that is drying. I'm going to try and hold it up to the light so that maybe you can see the difference in color. So you can definitely see this one is lighter. And I do think they look amazing on the darker cardstock. Oh, Lisa, so glad that you find them. Yes, I could use my heat tool. It's just it's packed away on the other side of my desk, so I'll have to stand up. I'm just going to leave this one to dry a bit more because these two are already dry, so they're approximately dry. So I'm going to get my heat tool. Okay, so I think Sue has a good idea. Let's just get the heat tool. So I'm just unwrapping my tool, plugging it in. And there it is. It's here. It's done. Here it is. So let's just speed up the process. Okay, and there we go. Trying to flatten it out a bit. So they are all dry, which means I can run them through my die cut machine. So here I've got my little mini blossom tool. Let me just see. Hi, this is it. Yes, Lenise, I am using the new watercolors, the metallic ones, which you can see here. I'll just open this set once again. There we go. These are the new ones. Thank you for sharing, Jenny. My husband's waving hello. There we go. Yes, do you want me to film you? There we go. So let's start with our leaves. So this is the layered rose die. So in the set you get 6 dies in total. One set which is to create the leaf, and the other one which is to create the rose. Yeah, and Cece says, hello husband. There we go. So there we go. So this is our beautiful die set. I'm going to start with our leaves. So just going to pop those out. Oh, it's sticking really, really well to the... Whoa, that's some tape they've got on there. There we go. So I've got my 3 leaf pieces, and I'm going to take my flowers out as well. That way I can just put that sticky part away. So I've got my little plates here. They have been used a lot. They are well loved, but they still work perfectly fine. There we go. I am just going to take a little piece of scrap paper, if I can find some. Just have a look in here. Oh, this will do just fine. There we go. So my leaves. I'm just going to cut this one off, and this one as well. There we go. So I'm going to work with the outer layer, which is I'm going to go with the lighter shade over here, and then I'm going to do the darker shade with the second layer. There we go. And I think I'm just going to add a little bit of tape so that they don't move around. Just going to take the stick off a bit. Okay. Because I am using watercolor paper and I don't want to pull off any of that paper. You would like to see your husband. I don't think he would like it. I think he'd kill me. There we go. So I'm just going to pull this through once, and usually what I do for the more detailed pieces, I just add a little piece of cardstock and then I just push it through again. And this is just going to apply some extra pressure on the more detailed one. And that way it just cuts out really nicely. There we go. So that's our leaf. Gently, what you see? Gently pull the paper away. So this is my first layer, and then this is my second layer. Oh, and it's so shiny and so pretty. And then all you have to do... no, this is not from a Build a Flower set. This is just layered rose dye. So it's just the simple layered rose dye. But we do have a Build a Flower set with... okay. Ah, come on. Come on, glue. Oh, I think I have to declog the nozzle. So I'm just going to stick that on there. And that's my little flower. And I don't know if you can see it, but it's really shimmery and shiny, and it's so pretty. And so if you don't have any colored cardstock, you can just color lots of pieces of paper and create your own little fun embellishments. So this is just using 2 of the layers. There we go. So let's do our next one. And this time, I'm going to use just the, so this is the second layer. There we go. The second layer, which I'm going to pop on there. And then I'm going to use the outline in the lighter shade. There we go. I'm just going to see if I have enough space to add, might be a little squeeze, but it should be okay. I'm going to try and do it like that. Let's just get, stick it down. There we go. Now let's make our sandwich. Oh yeah, this is going to move. So once again, I'm going to take a bit of tape. Let's just tape this one down a little bit. There we go. Okay, let's go. Sandwich through once, like so. And then a second time with my little piece of paper. There we go. Oh, I should have taken my Fitbit off, because I think my Fitbit thinks when I roll things through my die cut machine that I walk. There we go. And if you mix it in with the normal watercolors, it just gives that color a bit of shimmer and shine. And so when someone holds up your card to the light, you will get a little bit of shine and shimmer. There we go. So this is the inner piece, so the central one, and oh, there it is. Well, this one is so pretty. That combination of jade and forest glades is amazing. So here, once again, I've got my outline, my inner piece, and my glue, which is giving me a hard time. Okay, I'm going to just take a pin. There we go. Okay, I'm going to stick this on top. There we go. So here I've got my 2 layers, and you can see how this one is really shimmery and shiny. You can see it. There we go. And if I can also add the 3rd layer if I wanted to, or you can just use it as such. This is so pretty just as an outline. I love outline flowers, and just using the outline would be really fun as well. So I'm just going to add a bit of glue. There we go. Oh, come on. Oh. My pin goes well, really well, but my glue doesn't want to come out. Whoop! Now it's coming out. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I kind of shouted when all the glue came out. There we go. And now I've got too much on my outline, but that's okay. So I'm just going to pop the outline on there. The glue will dry clear, so there we go. So now I've got the outline on there. There we go. And look how pretty and dimensional that is. I love layered stamping, but I love layered die cutting even more. Look at that. So pretty and shiny and shimmery. So I've got my 2 leaves there. Let's get cracking on those little flowers. There we go. So let's cut out the flowers from these pieces. I want 1. And I just want to show you these colors now that they are dry. They are stunning. I'm going to try and hold them up to the light because it's funny. If you look at, I'm looking at them like really horizontally, and that looks gray, and that looks like a brown, a dark brown, and that's a lighter brown. And as I play with them in the lights, they change color. I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to try and hold them up in different directions. And down there, they look really brownish and gray. And then as the light falls on them, they change colors. They are really, really amazing. They are so pretty. So I'm thinking I'm going to combine these 3. I don't know. Let's just see. I'm going to cut them out and then we can see afterwards. And just see, how am I going to do this? I think I want... Oh, I'm just going to go like this. I'm going to cut this one out like so. And then I'm going to make... This one is going to be my base one. So I'm going to cut these 2 out first. Sandwich through the machine. There we go. So once my detailed image is through, I just pull it through once more, and then I'm going to do it another time. Yeah, and my Fitbit is counting my steps. So die cut machines imitate walking, you guys. There we go. So here we have one of the first images. So I'm just going to pop all these little elements out. Come on. There we go. Hop, hop, hop. Come on. There we go. I'm going to take my little machine-y, my little roly thing. Take the pin. There we go. Pop them out. This is a little bit of a thicker paper, this watercolor paper. It's great watercolor paper, but it's a lot thicker than usual cardstock. So sometimes it's a bit harder when you're die cutting elements with really detailed parts. I would have probably had to maybe add another layer of paper onto my plates. It's going to work. It's just I'm going to need to use my pin a little bit more. Just pop it out. Oops. There we go. Nearly there. One more. Come on. There we go. Got it. So there we go. We've got one part. Look at, oh, that's so pretty. It's just really shiny and pretty. Come on. There we go. And this is your base element. Okay, let's just play around with this a bit. There we go. Look at that. That is so pretty. There we go. It's so, so pretty. I just love, love, love these metallic watercolors, and just combining them with a dye, and you get this amazing, amazing look. I'm going to show you how the finer one cuts as well. The outline, it's really pretty as well. I'm going to cut the garment color with that one. So let's just pull it through. So here I'm just going to fold my cardstock that I've been using in half, and then just run that through. Come on, run through. Okay, run it through like so. There we go. And it's a bit harder to get it through, but it will. There we go. I haven't tried wax paper before, but it sounds like a good idea. And I mean, even if it didn't cut all the way through, you can just leave it like this. Look at that. You get like the detail, but still all the color. So if you wanted to, you could just leave your cut like so, or just cut out the detail, whatever you prefer. But I do like this look of when you have these in the pieces inside of it as well. So that's something I do. If I notice that it hasn't cut all the way through, I'll make a second one, and I'll use the first one, but have it as an inlay piece, for example, because it's really pretty. You get that detail, but you still get the whole image. There we go. So I think this one is going to pop all the way out. Let's go. Oh, I'm feeling really sad by popping all these elements out now. They're coming out really nicely. There we go. Still have the other ones to cut, so come on, better get cracking, Lilith. Oh, I'll finish that off later. There we go. But you get the idea. Just, there we go. I'll do the rest later. But you can see how pretty that outline is. And it's all shimmery and shiny. It's really, really pretty. There we go. So I'm going to cut out these because they are really pretty. They should cut out easily because they're a lot thinner. And I wanted to show you them as like on the white cardstock, how the color changes depending on how you hold it up to the light. So I'm going to kind of do the same thing. So this is when you're looking at them like more horizontally. And then when you hold them up to the light, they're really shimmery and shiny. And very, very pretty. Look at those. They are amazing. I'm just going to cut two out this time. So that's the more detailed image, the second layer, and this is our first base layer. There we go. Whoops. And I'm already going to add my little piece of cardstock. Come on. And it won't run through. Of course it won't run through. There we go. Come on. There we go. Let's start. Scrap quilting. Yeah, that would be cool. Paper quilting. There we go. just a second time. There we go. So here I've got my base layer. Oh, it didn't cut all the way through. Oh, it's okay. Let's go like this. There we go. And this is, ooh. Come on, pop out. Ooh, this one cut out really nicely. Look how pretty that is. So we could combine it with our lighter cardstock as well. Oh, and that's stunning. Having that dark and then on that white cardstock, you get this. This is really, really stunning. This is pretty. I'm discovering this at the same time as you are. There we go. Pretty. Okay. I'm just going to get out the little pieces so that when I die cut my next one, it looks okay. And now I'm just going to die cut maybe our normal watercolors, so I can start combining all my pieces and see what looks nice together. There we go. I'm going to do it as such. So there we go. And once again, I'm working on my thicker cardstock. So I think it would be a good idea to have a little bit of extra thickness for my more detailed image, which is this one. There we go. So let's just roll it through again. There we go. I'm just going to show you my Fitbit just said I hit 10,000 steps, but I still had 500 to go when I sat down here at this desk. So rolling this die cut little machine, card or layout, I don't have enough pieces for a layout. That's a problem when I'm die cutting. If I'm making a layout, I need like a gazillion more pieces. So I think I'll just make a quick card. Suzette, you mean like really walking or die cutting? Because has anyone ever noticed that when you use your die cut machine that your Fitbit thinks you're walking? I mean, crazy. When you're knitting, God. I usually do between 10 and 15,000 steps a day, but today I didn't go to work, so I didn't teach today, and then that usually is a kind of a 5,000 step difference. But today I didn't work, so this, you can see how pretty that is. That is just so, with that watercolor, it's really, really stunning. Here we go. Look at that. So there are so many possibilities of just working with like the simple watercolors and combining them. There we go. Suzette, you went walking, yeah. Great. There we go. Well, at least I have muscles in my arms with that little machine. So, and now you can combine different ones here if you wanted to. For example, we have this lovely purple metallic shade here, and if you wanted to, you can combine it with this kind of like really light and bright pink. Yeah, and this one didn't cut all the way, so I'm just going to kind of cut that with my scissors so that you can see. And even that looks really stunning. You get that little bit of shimmer and then kind of a matte finish look with the watercolor. There we go. So let's just quickly whip up a card with that. And I've also pulled out some of these stickers from the Live Your Dream collection so that I could add something to my background. So this is a card base. This is not the US card base. This is just a simple card base I buy here in Belgium. So the size is a bit different. It's It's 4 by nearly 6. Okay, so it's more like of a photo. So I'm going to try and see what looks nice together. Ooh, that looks nice together. So I'm going to combine these. Ooh, and that one looks really pretty. And just seeing this one. That's the outline. Maybe this. Ooh, that's nice as well together. So let's have these two together then. So I get that. Let's pop some glue on. Ooh, let's pop some glue on there. Oh, I'm adding way too much glue. There we go. There we go. Oh, that's so pretty. I love the combination of simple watercolors and then, there we go, some shimmer and shine. So DJ, you emboss them after them putting them back together. Oh, that's great. Yes, it does. Type of rose, yeah. And what I love about Altenew is that you can create like really pretty, realistic looking flowers. I mean, they are still hand drawn and stamped, but at the same time, you can go completely bonkers and go with like funky colors and create blue roses and purple roses and whatever colors you like. And now I'm maybe going to combine these two, look together really nice as well. There we go. Ooh, yep, like those two as well. So just going to add a bit of glue on there. There we go. Chip, chip, chip. Just having a couple of really fun die sets, some fun stamp sets, and then your watercolors, and you can go a really, really long way. There we go. Ooh, that looks really, really pretty. So I'm just going to glue these down a bit. Let's start with this one. I'm going to pop it over here. My glue isn't dry yet. There we go. And then have, come on. Okay. There. And I've got my little leavies here. Leaf. Working upside down. I'm not a card specialist, so don't know how this is going to, oh no, not that one. It'll work out. Should have had made another leaf. There we go. Oh, that looks pretty. There we go. Thinking if I'm going to add something from here. I'm just having a look. Just going to cut this off. Yep, crazy me. It's all really sticky. Oh God. Okay, there we go. When I want to add something there, let's see. I'm just going to cut part of this off. DIY. There we go. There we go. And now I just need a sentiment. So sentiment. Have I got a sentiment over here? haven't got anything useful in my little card. Let's just see over here. Well, there we go. Something really small and cute. Flower vine. That's my son. He had to put the tags on there and he added an S. Don't know why he would. Anyway. So sending big hugs. Happy anniversary. Congratulations. Best wishes. Hey there, Rockstar. Hello there. Just for you. Thank you. Feel better soon. That's a good one. Feel better soon. There we go. My little acrylic block. Give that a little rub it up. My black ink, which should be somewhere around over there. Sorry. And ooh, yeah, not upside down. There we go. Feel better soon. Let's put this straight on my feel better soon. There's something I've been doing on my cards lately. You might not like it, but I do. I kind of do triple stamping, which means I use the sentiment 3 times, but I kind of break it up just to add, to fill my white space. There we go. And I'm just going to add another one here at the top. There we go. Not the best stamping, but there you go. The finished card. And it's fun to look at. You hold it up and it's shimmery and shiny, and it's really fun to look at. There we go. So there you have it. I'm going to pop you back up and do a little recap of everything I created today. I'm just going to quickly pop all my dies back onto my little sheet over here. There we go. 1, 2, 3. And I've lost one, but well, it's over here. There we go. And pop it back into the bag because I'm the worst person and I lose dies. There we go. So I'm going to pop you back up. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Here I am. Let's go back a bit. There we go. So today I used lots of lovely products. I used the layered rose die. Yes, I will, but I don't like buying things, Sue. I don't like spending money and I don't have time. That's one of my biggest things. I have like a list of all the things I have to get and I just pop them in my pouch. It works anyway. There we go. So the layered rose die, and I colored my papers with the Altenew metallic watercolors, which you can see here. They are pretty. If you need a set, get this one. Get this one. It's amazing. It's amazing. And I even kept the box because the box is pretty as well. I mean, it's got a pretty box. Look at that. It's a pretty box. There we go. And I combined it with the Altenew watercolor pan sets, which you can see here. It's pretty as well. Look at those colors. And I spruced mine up. Okay, there we go. And I created these lovely flowers and combining just simple watercolored paper, which I colored with the watercolors. And then I also added some of that metallic ink, the metallic on black cardstock, and you get these. And I'm going to try and hold it up and then just kind of flip it in different directions so you can see how it shimmers and shines, and it's really, really pretty. There we go. That's the finished card for today. So I hope you enjoyed this YouTube live. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope Lydia was able to answer all your questions, and I hope I didn't miss anything too important. I'm just having a quick look at the comments. No, I think I've got everything. So thank you all for joining us today, for sharing. It means the world to all of us. And I'm always so happy to see all those familiar names pop up on the screen. It's like my crafting family. So I'll see you very soon with more inspiration, and keep your eyes open because we've got some fabulous releases lined up for you. And a big shout out to Lydia, who has been behind the Altenew badge and who's been adding all those links with all the products I've been using. So there you go. Have a lovely evening, have a lovely afternoon or morning if you're down under, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.